Hey loves, welcome to the channel. I am Cosmic or Suga of Cosmicyonispeaks. This is my very first YouTube video. As you can see, I'm creating this channel because I have been a medium, oracle, channeler, divine messenger, prophetess, whatever the words you want to use, seer. I am one of those people that the divine has blessed with an additional means of communication. So what that means for me is I am able to connect to what they have told me. They are called the ancients or the ascended masters. More readily they call themselves the ancients. I think the ascended masters is more names that we give them. But I am connected to the ancients, and I have been since I was a little girl. Early on, I can remember at about 7 or 8, I was walking down the hallway in our little bitty apartment, and I heard these voices. And if you know anything about growing up in the 80s and voices and voodoo and all of that stuff, child, that was a no. So I hear the voices at 7 or 8. I didn't tell anybody, but they scared me. So what I did in that time, in that space, with the understanding that I had, I just shook it off. And it was a thing in the 80s called an etch and sketch. It was a little red thing and you turn the things to make pictures. I never could do that shit. I don't even know how people was making pictures with them damn etch and sketches. I could make a line and then a curve, like the snake. Remember the game of Snake? Okay. Get back on track. See, that's me. But I shook my etch and sketch and I was like, no, I can't do this. I don't know what this is. I can't do this. And I believe that's when the energies came online. And I can't remember hearing the voice speak to me, because I can't remember the voice speaking to me anymore after that. But I do remember having this unexplainable knowing about things as a kid. I do remember random people asking me for advice or help, or if somebody was being bothered, people would come to me. And I never paid any attention to that. Like, I just figured that was just me. Like, it just is what it is. You know what I mean? So, fast forward to maybe, as an adult, I think when I graduated high school, I started to notice that there were random people, because I wasn't one of the popular kids at school. I mean, I knew everybody, because like I said, people would just randomly come up and talk to me. But I didn't have like a clique or anything that I was specifically hanging out with. I just was kind of like that loner kid who knew everybody, but wasn't really fucking with nobody on the daily basis. Just, hey, what's up, and kept it moving. That's me. But I did notice that people, when they had issues, they would come to me and they would tell me. In particular, it was a lot of girls who would tell me things that was happening in their homes, to the point where I had to tell my parents to get them some help. It was stuff like that. And I'm 17, 18 years old in high school with none of these experiences for myself. At least at the time, I didn't think I had these experiences. But as we journey through this YouTube page, you'll find out that I had some shadow work to do. And I uncovered a lot of things. We definitely gonna talk about shadow work. I know a lot of people are curious about what is shadow work. Shadow work, simply put, is those things that trigger you, that make you not be in the best balanced emotions or energies. And it's causing you to act out or shut down. So, if that resonates at any level, pay attention to whatever that thing is that triggers you or causes you to shut down, and then you have to go in and look at it, because it's something from the past, and you letting the past run your current life. So you'd have to go in and look at it, no matter how hard it is, no matter how, yeah, you gotta go. That's the only way. It's the only way to the other side. And I will tell you, the journey into your shadow work is not as hard. It's not as hard as you believe it to be, because there's always another guiding force there with you to help you make it. Because it was the guiding force that helped you push down those emotions to move forward to survive. So that energy is always there to help you. So don't be afraid to go into what is perceived to be the darkness or the scary spots or those things that make your heart race and your anxiety flare. If you don't go into that, if you don't venture into those areas, it's going to always rule you. And your shadow is ruling you more often than you know. But anyway, like I said, another video for another time. This is an introduction video. I'm trying to show y'all, hey, it's me, it's Suga. What's up? And see, I'm already ready to go in and show y'all what it is what I've been learning for myself. But anyway, going back to the ancients that sit with me, they are the ones that help me. The more I did my shadow work, the more they came online. The more I did my shadow work, the more they showed themselves to me and revealed messages and revealed some major life hacks for dealing with my emotional intelligence. So I got a few for y'all. And I'm still learning. So as I learn and as I grow, I'll share. So going on to discovering my gift is, as I got to be into adulthood, I knew it was something going on with me. I knew it. It's like family would call me, and I would have, they would call and say, well, I got this going on and I got that going on. Now, mind y'all, I studied herbs, not in depth, but I studied the ones that I use frequently. So I knew about certain ones, but it was some things that they would call and ask me, and I would give them this information, and it's like, well, how did I know that? Or I don't use that. How do I know that will work? So I would Google it, trusting Google over my own intuition. Not good, but that's what I was doing at the time, just to, get my training wheels. And I didn't know at the time I was getting my training wheels, but I was learning to trust the information that I was receiving. So I would Google the information, and lo and behold, it would be something that could help that situation, condition, or whatever. So moving forward, when I knew was when I started to clear out my psyche and clear out my body. So I went on my plant-based journey, and I started in 2015, but I was on it for a long time. I used to be 260 pounds, and I'm only 5'2". And my heaviest. And I have went on to lose like 120 plus pounds. I don't know. I don't even have a scale anymore. I threw that shit away a long time ago. But that's where the revelations began, when I started taking different care of my body, and it started opening up all these different channels. And that's when I was mounted for the first time. And I don't know if anybody know what mounted means. Mounted is when the energy comes on to you. And the first time it happened, I was in a ancestor ceremony, a gungun ceremony. That's for your ancestors. And I heard the lady tell me, she's like, I'm coming for you, baby. I didn't know what that meant. So I was just continuing to participate in the ceremony. And the next thing you know, usually when you get mounted, the energies want to be near the music. They want to be near the drums. So that's what happened. I just remember spinning out of control, literally spinning in a circle out of control, getting to the drums. And I remember my eyes opening and not having control of my body. It wasn't a scary experience. It didn't feel scary. It didn't feel like I should be afraid or anything like that. It was actually pretty amazing and interesting because I had never had that experience. And this was a part of an Ifa ceremony, one of the houses that of my early years that I was a part of. And afterwards, I can remember sitting on the floor, just gathering myself, thinking, what just happened? What just happened? I didn't know. And then 2 or 3 days later, I had another energy mount me, and that's when they started talking. They started talking to me. They started talking through me, right? And I, honestly, because of my upbringing, I was afraid. I was afraid. I won't lie to you, I was afraid. I prayed and asked for protection and to protect my mind so that the righteous, right energies can flow with me. So that was in 2016, 17, something like that. And like I said, this was after I started to eat right and meditate. And when I say eat right, I mean I wasn't eating any flesh, any animal flesh or any animal byproduct, milk, cheese, any butter that had milk in it, like nothing, no animal products at all. When I stopped consuming animals, this is when this happened. Like I said, I was afraid. And so I had to really talk to myself and talk to my ancestors and pray and try to understand what the hell is going on with me. And then I started to notice that these were messengers. These were messages. Even though they was coming out, sometimes I was in tears and I felt like it was forcing its way onto me. And I was like, it was weird. It was weird at first. But then when I realized that these are ancient messengers and they're just trying to get my attention to let me know that they're there and I need to allow them to come back online. Because remember, I turned them off when I was 8 or 7. Because you have the ability to do that. We can all decide we don't want to take our gifts. You can decide that. But then you just have to deal with the consequence of not using it. And mine was the energy was going to force its way through if I didn't let it through. And it didn't look pretty when it did that. I can remember one time it happened again. I was at this was a workshop. This was a hoodoo workshop, and we were learning how to use different items, energies, properties of the earth to create things that we wanted. In this particular time, we was talking about the ancestors. Again, ancestors. They be triggered. They was triggered. Like, girl, you gotta get this. Get your butt back over here where you supposed to be, right? I even had a dream like that too. I'll come back to that. So we're at the workshop, and it's me and another lady sitting next to me, and I know she is a channeler, and her energies was coming online too. We was kind of dealing in the same space, but hers was more interesting than the way mine showed up. But anyway, so we're sitting there, and I kept feeling this energy, like I kept feeling it, and I kept thinking, what is happening? But I'm in the middle of a workshop. I can't be acting weird. Duh. But anyway, so the sister next to me, we had some we was using alcohol and some other stuff. I can't remember. This was like 2016, 17. And you know, a lot done happened since then. But I just remember her, I remember her passing me the gin, and she was like, take a sip of this. So I took a sip of the gin because I think we both was feeling the energy, and we was just trying to appease it so that it'll calm down. The gin riled it back up. Riled the energies up to where I could not hold the message. Because it was a message brewing in my belly for one of the ladies that was there, and I didn't know at the time that's what that was. And like I said, then I didn't have the knowing that I have now and the control that I have now. So it was coming up any way that it could come up. I was crying. I started to yell to the point where I was scaring some kids that was outside. And the person who was giving the workshop later, after we went to dinner later, she asked the question. She said, why do you guys react so mundanely? And the lady who was like, I guess, the godmother at the time, she spoke up for us, and she said they're just learning their powers. They're just coming on, so they don't know how to actually control them yet, or even understand what it is when it happens. So that was that time. And it's like, after that, it's been up ever since. And I had to, like I said before, make the prayer to protect me in my mind, and only to allow the energies that are connected to my life. Because initially, it was everybody. We was at the gas station, and people's grandmothers was trying to talk to me. And I was like, hold on, sis. Like, no, you can't just come over here and talk to me and I'm at the gas station. That's not a thing. Like, no. So once that happened, I had to put up a barrier to only allow the energies that, that were righteous and that I allowed in. My gate was not just open for anybody to come up on my porch. But anyway, I digress. So that's how I figured out my energies, and I have been working with them for several years now. Understanding how they work, understanding the messages when they come through, and being able to relate with confidence. And it ain't always easy. It ain't always easy because I've lost family members over this gift because they didn't like what I had to say. But it wasn't me. You know what I mean? It's not me. It's the divine that has a message for you. And I'm just the conduit. I'm just the vessel. And it's not to say just as it's like just small thing, because it does take a lot of work, confidence, and strength for me to even say, hey, you probably should not, or hey, you are doing an amazing job to somebody random, or this people was like, who the hell is you? But the reality of it is, it's a beautiful gift. And I can honestly say, the times I've shared with the people I've had to share with, they've always been very receptive, with the exception of a few people. And it's mainly people who know me. And I think it's just, I don't know, they got an issue with me being chosen. I mean, I don't know. It don't matter. It ain't got shit to do with me. But yeah. So I created this channel to share the messages, the ones that's supposed to be shared collectively. And I will, and I do, offer one-on-one sessions so you can have these cosmic conversations that's specifically for you and your situation, and it may not even be about your situation. It may just be a message you need to receive. Excuse me. And if y'all see me burp a lot, that's because that is the energy. The energies, they come and they go, and as they release themselves, it makes I burp. The burp is the release. So if I'm burping, I'm not being rude, and if I don't say excuse me, get over it. What else? I think that's it. I wanted to make this video so people will get to know me a little bit and maybe come back and see what I got to say. It's a very interesting. I will say that the perspective that the ancients provide for me is very unique, and it may not be something that you have heard of or maybe even thought of before. Some of it may even seem a little it may even seem unrealistic. But we have to understand that the time that we're in and what's going on around us. So the old mundane way of doing things is shifting anyway. We're moving into a more spiritual way of living and more spiritual way of being. That's why it's important for us to get in tune with our spiritual selves. That's why shadow work right now and healing your inner child is way more important than anything that you got going on. It's more important than your job. Yes, it is. Sometimes even your children. Because the way you treat your children comes from the way if you've done your shadow work. From experience, I know. So yes, it's more important than your children. It's more important than your partner. Because when you heal you show up way better. So yeah, that's why I say it's more important. Because if you keep walking in the same energies, you're just going to keep getting the same results. That's definitely insanity. Look it up. Look up the definition of insanity. And we do have a lot of people living in a shadow loop. Most people are living in a shadow loop. You keep doing the same thing every day, having the same reactions to the same things every day. Or when they show up, and then you wonder why they keep showing up. Like, why the fuck does this keep happening? Because you're not growing. And the divine needs you to get it. That's the world we live in. You're gonna keep living in your shadow loop. If you got something that keeps showing up, or a person, or energy, or a shit, I don't even know, something that keeps showing up over and over and over again. And you don't ask yourself, why does this keep happening? Hello. You know something is going on with you. And those are the times where you have to sit down, pay attention to what the hell it is that's triggering you, and then go in and say, why? Listen to that inner voice, and the voice will tell you. Once you get past the fear of facing it, it's going to tell you what it is. And from experience, when you go in and face that bad boy, you're going to be like, that's all this is. You're reacting from a state of with shadow work. When we work through our shadow work, we're going to heal our inner child. The inner child has created an idea of what this certain energy means when they feel it. So if somebody told you no as a kid a lot, you may have felt rejected. You felt rejection the first time somebody say no. So whatever energy is connected to you not getting what you want may trigger you to be sad, could trigger you to be upset, it could trigger you to do all sorts of things. It's just a matter of how your ego and your inner child has set it up for you to survive the rejection. So then you have to look at yourself and say, well, why am I still reacting this way? I'm not 6 or 7 anymore. And no does not necessarily mean the same thing today as it did then. And even then, it didn't mean the same thing. It didn't mean what your 6-year-old mind created it to mean. No can be protection, not rejection. I had to learn that through shadow work. Just because you got to know, it doesn't mean that somebody rejected you. It means that your spirit guides protected you from something you didn't see that was over there. So every time you was told no, you could have been being protected from something else. And I'm willing to bet you if you go back to some of those situations where you were told no and you felt rejected, and then you look past the situation, something greater happened on the other side. You got it anyway. You may have gotten it another way, but you got it. You just didn't need to get it from that perspective, because it was something over there that wasn't for you. So everything that has happened to us, and this was a hard thing for me to accept, and it may be for you, but everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the things that hurt, that you're still reeling from now, they happen to make you the person you are today. So whether you stand where you want to be, or you want to wait to where you want to be, or you feel like, I didn't overcame some shit, look at me. Wherever you stand at, everything that you have experienced from the day you came through the portal that you came through, your mama's womb, it is a portal. From the day you came through the portal to the moment you sit in right now, everything that you have experienced was to create the person that you are today. And the person that you're going to be, or that you already are. You're just remembering. This whole journey is a journey of remembering. That is why we have to do the shadow work, because the shadow hides the memories. Because you want to live in the low vibration of the shadow and the things that has happened to you. And don't get me wrong, the shadow is not a low vibration. I take that back. The shadow is actually a high vibration. It's just the stuff that's in it is a low vibration. The stuff that's hidden within the shadow may be a low vibration, because your shadow, as you walk in life, sometimes things is going so good. It's like, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, or you waiting for something to happen to balance the happiness. That's kind of like shadow work. It's only so much of unbalanced energies, because I don't like the word negative energies, because no, it's just unbalanced. Because positive and negative, when it's held correctly, is balanced. It's a place for everything. Everything has a time, everything has a place. So when you're dealing with unbalanced energies, let me get my thought back. When you're dealing with unbalanced energies, you have to go into that place that's unbalanced. It's the scale. It's unbalanced. So you more on this side than you is on this side. So whether this is what you perceive to be good or bad, that energy want to be balanced. So you're going to get something's going to come to make you balance your energy, so you can sit in both spaces at the same time and be in balance. That's my yacht. Balance. And then in order to get balance, you have to face the truth. That's what shadow work is. You have to face the truth. You have to face the truth. My yacht, truth and balance. You have to face what you've been through in order to go where you're going. So if you want to keep running in your shadow loop, because your shadow ain't going to let you out. It does not let you out until you take yourself and go through the work, and the doors are unlocked so that you can go and see what's on the other side. You don't only want to hold the light codes and the keys. Even coming to listen to my channel and any other YouTubers and channelers, we can't do it. I can't do your work for you. So, we have to balance that truth. We have to balance, and then we have to face the truth. And that's what shadow work does. It helps you balance and face the truth. And that's how we heal. That's how we become, grounded and balanced in this reality, so that we can move through and go to the next levels. If you're not willing to do that work and you stay in your shadow loop, you just accepted insanity. That's what you've accepted. You've accepted being insane. You've accepted mental illness. Somebody might not like that, but that's what it is. If you decide not to change, if you decide to keep moving the way you're moving, and keep getting the same results you're getting, Google insanity. See what it say it is. So this work is necessary. It's especially the way the world is going. We are on a serious, we are in, not on the way to. It's not We are in full-fledged happening in this moment right now. We are in a shift. And that is why a lot of people, you may even found this channel because you are in the shift and you need to find a way to help you move through the shift. You need somebody here to confirm that the things that you're thinking and feeling, you're not crazy. You're not losing it. These are real shifts you're feeling. These are real energies you're feeling, wanting to shift your whole life into something completely different. Because we got to move into valuing more spiritual things than the physical. Because the physical dies away. You even see they trying to put everything in a fucking metaverse. That's not physical. I hope y'all don't think that's a physical place. For those who want to play in it. It's not a physical place. It's a virtual place. Virtual reality is likened to spirit. It's in the ethers. You can't see it. You can't touch it. It's not tangible. Just spirit. Sometimes you can't see it. Sometimes you definitely can't touch it. It's not tangible. So even those powers that be know that the world is shifting into a more spiritual valued system versus a physical system. Even our money. How many places are you going into now and they say, I don't take cash? How many of y'all done got bought into Bitcoin? How many of y'all playing in them NFTs? All of that is non-tangible things. You cannot touch them. Even our money now. You can't touch it. It's all with it coming from the ethers. It's all within the ether because we're switching to a spiritual way of being. That's our balance. And I give thanks to the elder Myra Mouse. Listen, if y'all don't know Miss Myra Mouse, put her name in this Google, in this YouTube search when you come out this video. Baby, Mama is the truth. She is the truth. And a lot of the things, I have learned some things over the years, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. A lot of the things that I'm gonna speak about is a lot of the things that just from watching her open up so many things in my heart that's revealing the way the world really looks and works just from her being in alignment with the divine. And she's been doing this for many, many, many years, and I just found her. So I know it's her time to shine, and I know it's her, the information that she is bringing is right on, it's on point for this time and space. So if you want to understand what's really going on, watch Mama Myra, M-Y-R-A-H, Mouse, M-O-S-S. Go look. You're welcome. But yeah, as we move into the spiritual, those who want to be a part of the shift, because you have a choice. You don't have to. But know there's consequences to come with not being a part of it. The mundane physical world is over. We have to go and value spirituality more and honor our inner selves and our highest selves. That's why y'all notice from like recently, I ain't gonna say recently, maybe like the last 5 years, it's been this self-love thing, that theme that's been all over the internet. That's the energy. That's the energy shifting us into the more spiritual way of living. The more spiritual way of living. And it all starts with you. You can't go to no shaman. You can't go to no guru. You can't get no reading. Ain't none of that stuff gonna give you what you got to do for yourself. It can give you signposts. It can be guidance. But they're not gonna be able to do it for you. Sitting with yourself and dealing with yourself the way the spirits need you to. That's all up to you. You can do it. You can do it. Trust me. The divine don't give us something more than we can handle. We know that. They say that, that's from the Bible. If you still read the Bible. Which I recommend that you do. Because it's a great story. And when you learn how to discern it and really read it for what it's actually saying, it show you all the magic that's on the planet. It show you all the magic that existed on the planet prior to it being usurped. It's a book of magic. It's showing you who you are. It's showing you who you are, depending on who you are. Because everybody's not the same. And that's another thing that I will discuss. I may look like human form. I am not from here. I am the keeper of one of the keepers, one of many keepers of this planet. One of the many keepers. But I am not from here. No, I am not. And even that was a hard reality to accept, because I had lived in the world. Oh, everybody's human. And we all came here the same. No, I appear to be human. But I'm not. The fact, if you look at my ethers, look at my hair. And this is me with bed head. And I just kind of fluffed it out after I took my bonnet off. But if the ethers, y'all know gravity is a thing, right? We all know gravity is a thing. Why I didn't pull my hair down? Why it ain't pulling it down yet? It hold down the truck. Why doesn't it hold down melanated hair? Never thought about that. People who got kinky naps like me. That black hair, that unprofessional hair that they call it. Your hair is an extension of your nervous system. And when you putting shit on it, relaxers and all those chemicals on it, to try to fit in with these people who you're not even like, you're dumbing down yourself to look like them and be like them. Stop it. You're not them. By no stretch of the imagination are you them. So now you're not going to look like them. You're not going to show up in the world like them. You can do things that they can't. One thing that you can do that they can't is just go stand outside in the sun. So just on the strength of that, we are not the same. You don't have to stand in the sun with sunscreen, sunblock, hats, glasses, long sleeve shirts. You don't have to do that. You go out there and absorb the sun, and it activates your brown skin, your melanin. It activates you. It recharges you. That is, if you're eating properly. Because some of us hate the sun who are melanated, because you got a gut full of dead flesh and it's making you hot and you sweating. Oh, it's too hot out here. I can't take it. That's all the meat in there is stewing from the inside. Yeah. I know from experience. I know. I was a meat eater literally all my life. Until, what I say, 2015? And I dropped everything in 2017. I dropped all the meat and all the animal products because I was still eating fish. Because, oh, I'm a pescatarian. Fish is okay, man. Leave them fish alone. Leave that seafood alone. That shit is not, I don't give. The real wealth is being able to eat fruits and vegetables. Because that's who we are. That's where we came from. That's what we can do. You can use your hands. You got the tools. You don't need nothing extra. You don't need no refrigerator. You don't need no refrigerator to hold no fruit. You don't. You don't need no refrigerator. You don't need no stove. You don't need no bowls. You don't need no paper towels. You got a tree in your fingers. Because the divine is, she's smooth like that. She made everything we need convenient and easy. Believe it or not, it's supposed to be convenient and easy. It may not look that way, but it's supposed to be that way. I'm just saying. But yeah, we are not the same. Most of us. And you know who you are. If that give you chills down your spine or made the hairs on your arms stand up, or you have been contemplating like something, you on point. You're not. You're not human. And there's a lot of entities and beings on this planet that are not human. There's only a handful of people that's human. We all may show up in these avatars that look the same, but they're all controlled differently. If we go back to the sun, our avatar is fueled by the sun. Other avatars are destroyed by the sun. So that lets you know we're not the same. They have to put on an extra coat of protection. Why do you have to put on an extra coat of protection to live under a sun that feeds everything on this planet? But you. I'm just asking a question. I ain't talking shit. I'm just asking. It's just food for thought. It's food for thought. And I want you to, if ain't nobody never said it to you, I want you to just really think about it. Really think about it. It's food for thought. Because I need people who look like me, carbon beings, universal beings, melanated beings, whatever you want to call yourself. You're not black, though. Ain't nothing wrong with being black. Black is the full spectrum of all colors. That's where the Divine Mother resides, in the dark matter. What the scientists here on this planet have been studying for years, trying to understand with their quantum physics. Why are they trying to understand the dark matter? Why is the dark matter so important? Because the dark matter is you. It flows through your veins. It's in your DNA. If you're a carbonated woman, it's in your womb. That's how you're a portal and a vessel for other beings who are like you to come through. And that's why if you're a carbonated, melanated, universal being, you're able to give birth to all colors. All shades of brown, down to albino. There's a special energy that lives with you. And the more you tap into your spiritual side and come out your physical, that energy will be revealed to you. And you will start to understand what it is and how to use it and how to work with it. Because we've all come here with gifts. All of us. We all have the gift of telepathy. That is the way we used to communicate, period. All of us have the gift of telepathy. It's not even, it's like, it's innate. We've all had that experience where it's like, dang, I was just thinking about you. And they called you. Or they walked in. Or they showed up later that day. Everybody has had that experience. Because our original way to communicate is telepathically. And the more you come online, the more that energy gets stronger. From experience, it gets stronger. I've been thinking about something or somebody and they'll call me. Or vice versa. So this is what I'm talking about, the shift that's happening. And y'all remember X-Men and mutants and Avengers and all of that stuff? All of that is you. Ain't nothing new under this sun. And the people you think is the creators of things, they were the ones that were created by us. And everything that they know, we taught them. That's why when we do certain things, we way better at it. Because it was our shade to begin with. I digress. I said I was doing a 30-minute video. Listen, first video, I'm out here talking about 30 minutes. It's been 44 minutes. Look at the number 44. That's a building number. That's a good number. But I'm going to go ahead and end this right here. This is just a glimpse of what we're going to jump into. I've been holding my mule, holding my peace for a long time, waiting for the spirits to tell me to come on and share what you got. It ain't gonna say I wasn't nervous, and I ain't nervous, because I don't look like everybody else. My hair stick up. I don't look like everybody else, so I was nervous, like, is these people gonna be? But you know what? I can't do that. And just like the rest of y'all, I have to stand in my gift and give it to the world the way I know how to give it to them. So don't expect me to come on here all the time made up. Look, when the message dropped through, I gotta jump in. So if I got my bonnet on, I got my bonnet on. Get the message. Because that's all I'm here to do. I ain't out here trying to look cute for y'all. I ain't trying to impress y'all by no means. By no stretch of the imagination. I'm just being me. Doing what the divine asks me to do. In the way that I know how to do it. So it come with ease. Because if I don't get these messages, boy, I have my stomach towed up. My solar plexus be in a roar. Not even my throat chakra, my solar plexus. So it's coming out the fire. The information I have to give sometimes. It's being alchemized through the fire. They ain't playing. Anyway, I'm a ride out. I'm out. Until next time, y'all be well. Eat your water. And when I say eat your water, eat your fruit. Get that H3O2 in your body. You don't need H2O. You need H3O. Did I say H3O2? Not that. H3. Yeah. No, it's H3O. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a different. It has another hydrogen ion within the fruit water. Either way it go, you need to get your fruit water in daily. I challenge y'all. One day you super thirsty, instead of drinking some water or some soda, get some grapes. We about to go into the summer season. If you in the South, you probably can get your watermelon real soon. Eat a watermelon. And seed don't that quench your thirst differently. That's why y'all guzzling water all day, because y'all still thirsty. You ain't hit the spot for real. Eat your fruit. Eat your water. Meditate. Love yourself. And do your shadow work. That's the light goal. Eat your fruit. Meditate and do your shadow work. Go outside into nature. That's it. That's all we got to do in this time. All that other stuff that we rushing around to do, or these people telling you all this other stuff. No, keep it simple. Spirit want a life with ease, so it ain't got all these moving pieces and parts to it. This reality already can be challenging. Spirit don't want you to have a challenge to connect back to her. It ain't a challenge to connect back to spirit. It should not be. So if you got a challenge connected to spirit, you should pause, see what's going on. Because spirit is standing at the gate, ready to open the door to welcome you back in with loving arms. Never let you go, no matter what you did, said, who you are, what background you come from. The divine mother who created all things, gave birth. She is the darkness that gave birth to the light, that gave life to us, and everything in all the planets and galaxies. So the divine mother is always standing at the gate. Always. If you look around you, she's everywhere at all times. Just tap in. Talk to her. Just like you sit and talk to this computer screen, I'm sitting here talking to this screen, and I'm recording, and I'm talking to the screen like somebody is listening, and it's just me right now, for now, until I upload the video. That's the way you talk to the divine. The same way you're gonna pick up the phone and call your homegirl or your boo. Hey, mama, I need, I love you. I appreciate you. Like, all of that. It's just that simple. This walk ain't hard. Nothing about it is supposed to be hard. And if anything makes you feel like it's hard and you can't meet the standard, because there's no standard in spirituality. Because it's your walk and you creating it. So if you feel like it's a standard you got to follow, you in the wrong lane, bruh. Ain't no standards. When you're dealing with your own spirit, your spirit, spirituality, your spirit. My spirit can't govern yours, and yours can't govern mine. That's what religion got you fucked up. Because somebody's supposed to tell you what to do and how to be. It's just you. It's all you, my love. But for real, I'm out. So yeah, this is the information that I've been trying to get out for so long. I keep saying I'm leaving, and they see I'm sitting at the screen and I'm doing it. They want to keep giving and giving and giving and giving. So trust and believe it's something else coming. I love you guys. Like I said, eat your water, meditate, do your shadow work, go out into nature. All of it works together. See, it's 4. It all works together. You'll find your balance, you'll find your truth, and you'll find your peace. And remember, don't look like nobody else's. You are a unique fingerprint in this universe. So stop comparing, stop trying to look like, stop trying to be like. It's you and only you, nobody else. Shout out. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Oh, I give thanks to all of y'all who have listened and stayed. Until next time, I'm Cosmic or Sugar, whichever you prefer. And if you want to get in touch with me, I'll have some information down below. You can email me. That's the only way I do communication, is through email. And then I got my Instagram page. It's the same as the YouTube page, Cosmicyonispeaks. And that's how you can reach me. But yeah, that's it. Peace and love.